going toe-to-toe on tariffs.
We will begin intense discussions with the European Union, the world's second largest economy.
How Alberta will be affected by a trade war. Keeping kids safe. The city is improving safety around schools. And welcoming many kinds of wheels.
They've really talked about how it's created a sense of community and how much safer they feel.
The pump track and skate park that's bringing new life to a local community.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. The U.S. president is threatening even more tariffs as the trade war escalates. Donald Trump now says 50% tariffs are coming for vehicles, automotive parts, and steel. Those tariffs would go into effect on January 1st. The Prime Minister says he isn't surprised by this latest threat, adding it validates what Canada saw during trade talks. Today, Mark Carney said a mutually beneficial deal with the U.S. is possible, but it needs to respect our independence. While announcing $11 billion to build 6 icebreakers, the Prime Minister also spoke about increasing trade with other countries.
Canadian businesses now enjoy tariff-free access to 1.5 billion consumers. Over the next 6 months, we will double that number through new trade deals with ASEAN and India. This fall, we will begin intense discussions with the European Union, the world's second largest economy, to build a much stronger and deeper economic and security partnership.
Tyson Fedora joins us live from McDougall Centre. And Tyson, what will the impact of these tariffs be on Alberta?
Quite small, Ian, to say the least, when you compare it with other provinces such as BC, Ontario, and Quebec, where many of its sectors are being hammered by this tariff war. Economist Trevor Tombe did crunch some of the numbers, and he says that tariffs will only impact less than 1% of Alberta's exported goods if this trade war continues. Quebec, Ontario, and BC will be hit hardest with double-digit impacts. Ontario Premier Doug Ford saying today he does not negotiate with, quote, dictators or bullies, and supports hitting Americans with dollar-for-dollar tariffs. Alberta's Premier Danielle Smith is calling for calm, saying she supports Canada withdrawing from the trade deal last week. But one political scientist believes she wants to appease all sides through a diplomatic approach with the U.S.
She wants to acknowledge the concerns that many Canadians have, including some Albertans, because again, the tariffs are affecting a relatively small proportion of the Alberta economy. Isn't affecting oil and gas, for example, but could be seen or is actually having a bigger impact on other sectors of the economy.
Now, there was a phone call late this afternoon between Premiers Doug Ford and Danielle Smith. In that call, Premier Doug Ford requested that Premier Danielle Smith cut off energy exports to the U.S. However, the Premier saying that is not a viable option at this point. She says that she wants to continue diplomacy and look to expand energy exports. Ian?
Thank you, Tyson. A retail expert says the collapse of trade talks between Canada and the U.S. is expected to spur more Buy Canadian purchases. The director of the University of Alberta's retail school says it's elbows up for many Canadians again. Since the deal appeared close, that will push people toward Canadian products.
The story from the Canadian side is that the Americans asked for new things at the 11th hour that were completely unacceptable to them. And so I think when consumers hear these kinds of narratives, it's going to really engage them back into that strong feeling that they need to buy as many Canadian goods as possible.
A travel expert we spoke with expects Canadians to be more cautious when considering booking a trip to the U.S. An Airdrie man has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the death of a 29-year-old woman. Stephen Aaron Zwick pleaded guilty this morning. He was initially charged with first-degree murder in the death of Chelsea Davidinas in 2024. Davidinas' body was found northeast of Carsland in April of that year. Police allege 2 months earlier, Davidinas was lured by 2 men she knew to a home on Rundlehorn Drive northeast. Investigators believe she was killed inside the home. The other suspect, Paul Joseph Rushton of Calgary, is scheduled to go on trial in January. 2 people have been charged in a fraud investigation involving multiple Costco locations. Police say a woman was making fraudulent purchases at the stores over the course of 3 months, putting barcodes for lower-priced items on higher-value electronics. Police also believe a man was involved in the fraud. A search at a home in the Northeast revealed several tools used in fraud and forgery, along with the stolen 65-inch TV. 41-year-old Christy Konstantinov and 39-year-old Aaron Head face a combined 189 charges. Calgary police say neither speed nor alcohol were factors in crashes this weekend that sent 2 motorcyclists to hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police say at around 2 Saturday afternoon, a motorcyclist hit a concrete median and was thrown from his bike. It happened on 130th Avenue in the southeast. No other vehicles were involved. And just over an hour later, police say the driver of a car hit a motorcycle from behind on Deerfoot Trail. That set off a chain reaction crash involving 5 vehicles. The 30-year-old man on the motorbike was taken to hospital in life-threatening condition. Police say the driver of the car went to hospital with minor injuries. With parents getting their children ready for back to school, the City of Calgary is hoping to make their commute safer. The city announced new upgrades completed at 50 schools across the city. Some of the improvements include curb extensions to slow down motorists at crosswalks and rectangular rapid flash beacons, or RFBs, that can be seen at eye height for drivers. They're also being implemented. There will also be a police presence near school zones across the city for the first month of the school year.
We go out not to do enforcement to give out tickets. We go out for education only initially, because we understand that everybody's going to be nervous. Everybody's worried about getting their kids to school. There's going to be a lot of people doing things they wouldn't usually do.
And the city says their studies show these tools can make a difference. The yielding compliance level to pedestrians by drivers has gone up from 70% to 100%. Okay, can we say 100% for today's weather? Maybe low 80s, right?
Yeah, 99%. Why not? Yeah, it's we don't have storms to deal with. We have temperatures right where we should be. The winds in Calgary calm, and the air quality is good. Can't really ask for much more than this, that's for sure. Okay, looking at the temperature at the moment, it's 23. A normal daytime high in the city is 21 for this time of year, so we're pretty much bang on. Goldilocks temperatures, you could say, not too hot, not too cold. The sun is out, the sky is blue, the air quality is low on the air quality health index. Wait a minute, the air quality is good, so we're low on the air quality health index. And we will remain low on the air quality health index, so good, clean air for the next 24 to 48 hours. Tomorrow morning kicking off at 13 degrees with lots of sunshine, and the sun continues into the afternoon just like today, except for tomorrow will just be a little hotter. 25 degrees, feeling closer to 27 with the humidity. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family owned, community driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thanks, Danielle. There is labor peace today at WestJet. Just ahead, what percentage of WestJet flight attendants voted yes to a new contract? And the local invention that can save avid card collectors lots of time. Also, if you have a news tip, text us 10400. Repairs are needed on a portion of the Plus 15 downtown. Just afternoon, a large delivery truck hit this section of the walkway going over 5th Avenue in the southwest. Officials say there's no structural damage, just cosmetic repairs that are needed. Flight attendants at WestJet have voted overwhelmingly in favor of ratifying a new contract with the airline. The vote, which wrapped this afternoon, saw 90% of members cast a ballot in favor of the deal. The agreement includes a more than 18% pay hike over 3 years and compensation for work done on the ground. Nearly 4,400 flight attendants went on strike for a day earlier this month, prompting more than 900 flight cancellations. The new deal will run until the end of 2028. A Calgary company that makes a trading card sorting machine hit a new milestone recently. TCG Machines started with just one engineer wanting to build a sorting machine as a solution to the many hours it would take to sort trading cards like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering. Earlier this month, the machines in circulation sorted their 1 billionth card. The machine can sort to specific requirements ranging from cost of the card to in-game card characteristics, color of the card, and more. Local business SentryBox estimates it saves employees anywhere from 50 to 100 hours a week.
Possibilities are seemingly endless, it feels, and we are so much more efficient in being able to sort cards, as well as since it can scan and take a database of our cards, we can then just upload them immediately onto our website, and it's amazing.
We sort on average at the moment somewhere between 2 to 2.5 million cards per day fleet-wide, and that has very steadily grown by roughly 8 to 10% per month every month.
TCG Machines now ships internationally. They're also hoping to add more languages to their software in the future and to potentially expand into sports card sorting. Very clever indeed. I think I erred earlier saying our weather was in the 80% range. Maybe wrong. You know, like you said, sunny and 23, that's kind of Goldilocks weather.
Yeah, and the air quality is good. That's another key thing. We've had the wind push in from the south, and so it's cleaned up a lot of our air and pushed it out of our way, that's for sure, in southern Alberta. Here's your Skywatch weather camera, and look at this live shot. It's just lovely outside. This I would say is the more reasonable heat that we're dealing with for the next few days, because we're going to get hotter and hotter from here. It's 23 in the city right now. It's also 23 in Banff, Rocky Mountain House, 24 in Drumheller and Brooks, and even a little hotter towards the southeast, Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, sitting at 25 degrees. We also are not dealing with really any humidity today, so it's also not humid. So many things that are wonderful for today, except for closer to the Saskatchewan border, it is gusty. So Medicine Hat max out just over 60 kilometers per hour so far today. Lethbridge over that 30 mark, in the low 50s for Brooks, and then in the low 40s for Calgary. And it's all because of that system that's now off into Saskatchewan. So we're getting that flow of air and that push of air, and that's really actually creating some gusty conditions closer to the Saskatchewan border, and that will continue for the rest of tonight, and then it will die down there. And for Calgary, we'll ease up in these next 2 hours, and then we'll have calm winds in through tomorrow. This, though, is the system that did give us thunderstorms, Red Deer down through southern Alberta. So we saw a little bit of that active weather in Calgary, but mainly it stayed outside of Calgary and moved around us. This will be way out of the way as we head through these next 12 hours. This is a look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, there's one of those days again, nothing really to talk about. Humidity, we don't have to deal with that. We have good air quality for tomorrow. We have lots of sunshine for tomorrow and no active weather in the forecast. As we head into Wednesday, it may get a little bit, small chance of any sort of isolated showers, but this is in the southwest corner and then down towards Lethbridge and Milk River. This is where there is the possibility of seeing any sort of isolated shower or thunderstorm activity. It looks like Calgary will just get some cloud cover at times on Wednesday. Again, looking at air quality, and we're low on the air quality health index, and we're going to remain low, as you can see here. So we're getting this push of air, and it's cleaning out all the smoke. So we have a low right now, low for the next 2 days. So great air quality, and temperatures are going to climb. So lots of summer this week. Looking at that longer range forecast, 25 degrees is our high for tomorrow, with the humidity will feel closer to 27, so certainly hotter than today. Lots of sunshine. Wednesday, mainly sunny with a couple cloudy periods and a high of 29, and will likely crack the 30 mark by Thursday. So a lot of heat over these next 3 days. We get to more reasonable heat by Friday. Friday night, there's a chance of thunderstorms, and certainly a better chance as we head into Saturday and kicking off the weekend with only a high of 19. That's your 5-day forecast, brought to you by Centra Install Pros, your window and door replacement specialists.
Thank you, Danielle. With August nearing an end, it's one of the last festivals of the summer. Still to come, Canada's Queen of Reggae, Nana McLean, on Reggae Fest next weekend. Markets are reacting to another round of tariffs from the Trump administration. Joining me is Robert Geary, investment advisor with the Popwich Karmali Advisory Group. So, Rob, how did investors view the tariffs today?
Yeah, Ian, it was an interesting one today. We had a couple different pieces coming into how the markets reacted, and on a grand scale, we had the TSX up today, and we had mixed trading in the U.S., and the U.S. trading was more based on how the bond market was looking. We had some weakness in the semiconductor NASDAQ space, but specifically to the trade conversation, I was watching some of the auto part manufacturers after he increased the trade threats that could come as early as January 1st on autos. So Linamar and Magna, they were all down 8-9% in trading today. We had U.S. steel companies on the rise. So it's kind of expected after these threats. And I think these are just a reaction that we've seen a couple of times this year already. We'll have to see if these are the so-called Trump taco trades or not. But yeah, there's a lot of posturing going on in the market today with big earnings in the bank sector, Canadian banking sector, and NVIDIA here on Wednesday. So tough to say what the grand trade was in a direction today.
And looking long term, what's the likely impact on Canada's economy?
Yeah, I think this is obviously there are currently threats right now, so we can only speculate. But I think that there's a lot of conversation going on right now on how it's going to affect different provinces. And, you know, there was some research done even out of the University of Calgary's economic department saying that this could affect Canadian jobs by more than 90,000 if this continued on in these specific sectors. So the one problem is a lot of these specific sectors, as you saw in some of those stock reactions today, is they can't make the decisions. They're kind of already potentially putting export on hold here. So, you know, that might mean layoffs in certain manufacturing sectors sooner than later. As for actual impact on GDP, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news today, because we're only going to be speculating, and this would have to happen well over months, and is also after the U.S. midterms. So I'm expecting this is just a threat at this point in time.
All right. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, appreciate it.
The federal government is launching a new national initiative to help build Canada's skilled workforce. The Transportation and Supply Chain Workforce Alliance will address critical labor shortages in supply chains. It aims to strengthen skills development, attract new talent, and adapt to new technology. The alliance is in response to critical labor shortages in the transport industry. The move follows previously announced support for mining and advanced manufacturing. The city has upgraded street safety at 50 schools. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Some of the upgrades include new pedestrian crossings, curb extensions, and other traffic calming measures. And once school is back in session, officers will be addressing unsafe parking behavior. Coming up at 6, we'll hear what one parent thinks of all those improvements. Also ahead, with the trade war ramping up, what could it mean for the tourism industry? Coming up at 6, we're speaking with Americans and Canadians at the Calgary Airport. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. Royalty comes to Calgary next weekend, or close enough. Juno Award winner Nana McLean is Canada's Queen of Reggae, and she's one of the featured performers at Reggae Fest. Joining me from Toronto is Nana McLean. It's great to meet you.
Great to meet you.
Now, Nana, there are lots of reggae artists who've moved from Jamaica to Canada who decided to move back to Jamaica, but you decided to stay here. Why did you make that decision?
I don't know. I love Canada with all my heart. And the reason being that is because I go back and forth. I spend 2 months here and I'm back in Jamaica for a week or two, and then I'm back again. So I'm always, and I run a business at the time for, CDs, reggae, everything reggae, Spotify's reggae. So I'm back there and I'm here. So I get the opportunity to visit Jamaica right through the year. And I'm back in Canada. But when I go to Jamaica, I can't wait to be in Canada. That's the thing. I'm in love with Canada. So I'm just having fun and doing and treating the people what they like. And I realize they love the reggae music.
Absolutely.
Iron
And
yes.
You have some very fond memories of performing in Calgary as well.
Yes. I have so much fun. The last time I was in Calgary a couple years ago, and people were saying, "Oh, we want you back. We want you back." And I really, 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 really love it, and I appreciate that. So by the time the Canada Fest, the Calgary Fest to invite me this time, Leah, Chris, big up yourself. I'm here, and I hope you're listening. And the people are going to come out. We're going to have fun. We're going to make it home.
To see my extended interview with Nana McLean, visit ctvnewscalgary.ca. Hotter and hotter. That's pretty much the trend for much of this week. Right now in Calgary, sunny and 23. Danielle has details coming up. Danielle, just a delightful evening to do anything you want outside.
I know. I don't even really need to be here today and tomorrow. Maybe I'll book the day off.
Sure.
Nothing to talk about. And that's good news for us. 23 degrees is the temperature right now. Normal daytime high is 21, so we're pretty much where we should be. The sun is out, the sky is blue, the air quality is good, and in Calgary, the winds are calm. Tomorrow will be a little hotter. In fact, we'll climb a little bit each day, as you can see here. So 25 degrees is our high tomorrow. With the humidity, it will feel closer to 27, a whole lot of sunshine. Mainly sunny skies Wednesday and Thursday as well. 29 for Wednesday and likely crack 30 by Thursday.
Thanks, Danielle. Calgary's first combined pump, track and skate park is officially open, and hundreds were excited to give it a try over the weekend.
We now declare this park open.
The Martin Family Pump Track and Skate Park opened in George Moss Park in the southeast neighborhood of Ogden. The facility is designed for bikes, scooters and skateboards, while also accommodating adaptive cyclists.
I had a conversation with one of the neighbors, and they were initially worried that this might create more social disorder within the community. And now that they've seen it open and with all the use that it's had, they've really talked about how it's created a sense of community and how much safer they feel.
If you're going to leave something behind, it should be for the younger kids. I mean, that's ones that are grown up here.
And we hope this is the first of many others that might happen in other communities in Calgary. Perhaps this will show the way.
This also marks the completion of the George Moss Park revitalization, which began in 2023. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.